All righty, all righty. So I've got Facebook already here. I got people joining in the Facebook, and I've got people starting to come into the webinar here as well. We're going to give a few, about a minute or two to let people join, and we'll get started. Thank you guys today for joining us. Kick off the new year. And we're going to be talking about what you must know about technology in your business in 2023. We're also going to be talking about a few consumer things as well that you might want to know about. So if you're not a business owner, hang on here. Or if you're working any kind of company, take this message back to your business owner or your decision makers when it comes to IT and talk to them about it. And hopefully they'll come and talk to us here at Vector Choice. Again, we'll get started here in about 30 seconds or so. All righty, guys. Well, I see several people still joining Zoom. I've got people on Facebook here. Again, welcome to the webinar. Happy New Year. I cannot believe it's already January 19th. Heck, January's already about over in 2023. So it's crazy. I think the older I get, the faster time flies. And definitely so far in 2023, this year is flying by. So this webinar today is about what you must know about technology for your business in 2023. And it's crazy to even say the words. I feel like it's 2000 still, 23 years ago since the big 2-0 hit. But let's dive right into it. So my name is Will Nobles. I'm the CEO of Vector Choice, where we're a responsible, reliable technology solution for medium and small businesses. My background, I'm originally from North Carolina, moved to Atlanta. I started my company, Vector Choice, in 2008. Before that, I was working for Fortune 100, 500 companies, helping them with their technology, cybersecurity. And I feel that I've built a world-class team when it comes to a technology firm with a wonderful staff members. And I want to share a little bit of these staff members with you today. So my executive team, Sarah Sawyer, for my friends in North Carolina, you guys might know her. She's my COO. I always say she's the smartest person in the company because she's the only PhD that we have here at the company. But I do hurt John's feelings a little bit. John DePero is my chief compliance officer. I would say Sarah's probably the most educational, but John, when it comes to compliance, security for your business, he knows his stuff. He was a chief officer in the Army, John. And also he worked for the NSA. He was on the first cybersecurity task force for NATO. And he's been with us since the beginning of 2022. And then Bo is our chief security officer. So he's done everything from law enforcement to hacking and cybersecurity. He knows his stuff to make sure that our customers stay safe and secure as well. If you guys have any questions for me today, please put in the QA section. I'll definitely get to those. It is just going to be me today on here, and hope you guys enjoy the webinar here. But if you have any questions, please put in the Q&A there. Also, just a little bit more about my management team. We got Gabby, Jordan, Daniel, Jeremy. They talk about it takes a big family to run things. Well, this is my family. This is how we run things and keep things going very smoothly here at Vector Choice. So a great bunch of individuals there as well. A little things that Vector Choice does. We do everything from cybersecurity, regular IT, to compliance, to Office. We're partnered with Office 365. We'll definitely go deep in the cloud services, building technology, if that is your access control, camera systems, voice over IP systems, and we can also act as your CTO or CSO for your company as well. So we have different flavors of different products that we can service all our customers. I've had a great privilege working with my team and the honor of making the Inc. 5000 for the past 4 years, and also the MSP 501, which is the top 501 managed services providers in the world. We were number 111 this year. and then several other different awards. And one of the honors, I don't have this up here, but the honors I have is I made the Titan 100. The Titan 100 is the top 100 CEOs in the state of Georgia, and that was awesome. Some of the names I was up there with, and it was a great privilege in 2022 to get that of the Titan 100 there. So, and a little bit more about us. So, I know I'm talking about Georgia and North Carolina here a lot, but we have expanded tremendously over the past couple of years. I acquired a company in Pennsylvania and Philadelphia. So, we have an office in Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., my hometown in Newbern, North Carolina, where we service Raleigh to Wilmington area and all on the coast of North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Nashville, Tennessee, Mobile, Alabama, and Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So we've got clients in about 23 states and several countries as well. So we can help you no matter where you're at. If you're on this webinar or from Facebook or on the webinar, we can definitely help you. I got some awesome news, some big news. March the 11th is the release of my new book, Compliance Formula. This is written for more CMMC compliance. But anybody's trying to follow any kind of compliance, I don't care if it's state, federal regulations, from PCI to HIPAA, this compliance book, it definitely will help you understand how compliance works, what you should look out for. But this is focused on more CMMC compliance, and that's going to be released March the 30th. So please spread the word. It will be on Amazon, where you can buy the book on Amazon. We'll educate you guys on that and notify you. Please buy the book and support me there as well. So let's talk about what's new in cybersecurity in 2023. So last year, a lot of things happened. Now, I wanted to throw a few logos up here of some names that you might not know, especially LastPass and LifeLock. LastPass were compromised. They were compromised in 2022. And what you need to know about personally and business for this, if you were using LastPass as your password database system, what happened was the hackers breached LastPass. They were able to steal the customer's vault. So the vault is where your passwords are residing at. They were able to hack into that, steal those vaults, and get the passwords for that. And so that where a lot of other hacks came about is because people were getting hacked because they had passwords in LastPass, and then that spread to other hacks also that were for a lot other larger companies that are not listed here. So just a few things that you want to do with LastPass if you're currently using LastPass. One, I want to encourage you to get off of that. And maybe my team, while I'm here talking, we've actually, our CSO, Bo, wrote an article, and it's on our website, a blog on our website. I'll get my team to post it here. But you want to definitely change your password. And change away all your passwords that you had in LastPass. That's one of the things that you want to do. The second thing is I would go ahead immediately, if you haven't gotten off of LastPass yet, or if you need to take your time and get all the passwords changed, go ahead and change your master password for LastPass. Also, definitely start looking at a password system that is actually going to give you a true, stronger encryption and more of a blockchain approach. We use a system called Password Boss that does that, and so that helps our customers secured a lot better than what LastPass was doing in the past. Also, you want to invest in some dark web monitoring. So what happens if your passwords get compromised, it gets thrown out on the dark web, and you want to monitor the dark web to see if those passwords are out there. So if you're stubborn to say, I don't want to change my passwords, I don't want to go through that headache, that's fine. I don't agree with you, but that's fine. Let's actually take a look at getting some dark web monitoring there as well. And while you're changing passwords, one of the things that you want to do, and this is not just because if you're on LastPass, but this is anybody, if you're changing passwords, go ahead and if the website or the service that you're using has multi-factor or two-factor authentication available to turn on, go ahead and do that. Multi-factor or two-factor authentication is really, you know something, you have something. So you know the password, right, which the hackers can compromise and get, and you have something, which is your phone. So if that'll where a lot of you guys are using it for your banks and stuff, where it will send a text message to your phone, and then for businesses like Duo and other types of things like that are used for more business applications. But go ahead and turn that off. Even on your personal Facebook, I see so many people on Facebook say, "Oh, my account got compromised. My account got compromised. Don't pay attention to this." Or I can't get back on my Facebook and I have to create a new account or LinkedIn or whatever because they got compromised. If they had two-factor MFA enabled with all those on the personal side, that eliminates, and I won't say eliminate, it makes it even harder for the hackers to get in. It does nothing's soundproof there. So change your passwords, change your master password, look at the changing to a new service. Also get some dark web monitoring, personal or business, to make sure those passwords don't get thrown out there on the dark web. Don't reuse old passwords, and look at enabling MFA or 2FA on those. So I see there's a question here. If I'm using LastPass, what should I move to? Good question. Well, I think hopefully I covered that for you guys in the answer there. Password Boss is a good one that we use, and that we used to sell LastPass, and we pivoted about 2 years ago to Password Boss. So that's where you really want to pivot to there for that. And I've picked on LastPass enough, so let's move on to LifeLock. LifeLock got compromised, and we all think about, hey, if I get compromised, then LifeLock is what I'm going to depend on. Well, the problem is LifeLock got hacked. And so this goes to show you, no matter what it is, you're eventually going to get hacked. And I know I'm talking about big companies here, guys, but you as a small company you're going to get hacked. And when we talk about insurance and compliance here in a little bit, I'll get more in depth in that as well. But LifeLock got hacked, several accounts, several thousands of accounts got stolen, which ultimately, guys, that's your end all be all. You think, hey, I've got LifeLock, I'm secure. Well, that's another one. Circle CI, you probably have never heard this company. I was talking to Bo, my CSO, and we were talking about how this company is sort of the backbone of app development, and a lot of the apps that are developed off of this backbone development application. Well, they were compromised in 2022. So what does that mean for you? Well, the same thing. You get all these apps that you install on your phone. If they get compromised, which ultimately they did get compromised, third-party apps that came from Circle CI got compromised, that leads you into more risk. Your phone, the data on your phone. Think about the pictures that you take on your phone, or your passwords. And please, I hope none of you guys are storing your passwords in like OneNote or in the notes section on your phone and thinking that's secure. So think about when applications get hacked, the information that you provide in these applications on your phone, be very, very careful with that. And that's where we're really trying to educate everybody to know you're vulnerable. And yes, I know you're vulnerable, and I feel like it's you might sometimes feel like, well, why am I listening to you, Will? This is just lost hope. I have no hope. I'm going to get compromised. When it comes to you personally, yes, you might get pictures that you don't want out there. You might get your Social Security stolen and things like that. And that's, Social Security stolen is a lot worse than pictures, hopefully for some of you guys. But think about this. When it comes to your business getting compromised, you're not only compromising your future, your family, it's the employees that work for you that you pay, and then also your clients, their data that you've got stored in your environment and everything. So be thinking about that when it comes to cybersecurity. Also, let's talk about insurance. I know a lot of you guys say, I don't want cybersecurity insurance. I really don't know what it's for. I've got an IT company, so they're taking care of me. Well, let me give you some facts about insurance. Now, you pay insurance for your car, and I guarantee you probably pay general liabilities or errors in emission or workman's comp. treat cyber insurance the same way that you treat these other items, okay? And cyber insurance is probably, you're more apt to run into a case where you have to use cyber insurance than you are general liabilities and errors and omission. Knock on wood, I've never had to use any of that. Again, knock on wood, somewhere, where's the wood at, right? No business owner ever wants to hear that. But no business owner really wants to use cyber security either, or no one wants to use their insurance for their car insurance, but you pay for it, right? No one wants to use their healthcare insurance. Matter of fact, my father-in-law right now is in the hospital. He had a heart attack. He's been in the hospital for about 3 weeks now, and luckily their deductible is $10,000 and 100% paid. But if he didn't have insurance, what would that bill after 3 weeks of being in the hospital? So think about that when it comes to cyber insurance in your business. So make sure, I'm not an insurance agent or a broker, so we can set you up to have, if you need someone to talk to, I've got a perfect person for you guys to talk to, but you want to make sure that your cyber insurance is separate from your general liability. It should be part of the umbrella, but it should be separate. If they build it into your general liability, you don't have a lot of coverage. But also things like cyber crime versus a cyber event, they're different types of insurance. So you really want to talk to an insured agent and make sure. But some of the changes in 2023 is they're requiring some of the check boxes. And if you're a client of ours and you need help, us helping you review your application for your cybersecurity insurance, please send that in to us. Between John and Bo, they'll take a look at it and make sure that, hey, what you're saying and checking the check boxes that we can back up and say that you are actually doing for yourself. But some of the changes in 2023 that we're seeing is not just do you have backups, but are you testing your backups? What does that look like, right? So it's easy to check, do I have backups, right? Even if you're backing up to an external drive or USB drive, that's a backup, right? But are you testing to see if at different times, is that backup viable, okay? So that's something that's being added. Also, do you have a documented disaster recovery plan? Think about this as a business owner. What happens to your business if you get compromised? What are the steps? Now, you as our clients might say, well, I'm going to call Vector Choice. Yes, that should be one step. But you also need a step to call your attorney, call your insurance, call IT. You need a clear plan, not just from the IT standpoint, but a business continuity aspect as well. What is the triggers in your business that's going to happen once you get compromised? So be thinking about that. Make sure, and that is being required now in cyber insurance. Also, it used to say, do you have MFA, multi-factor authentication? You check the checkbox if you sort of have it, right? But now they're asking, do you have MFA, and what do you have MFA installed on? Applications, your devices, what you log into your business applications. So that is going a little bit further now. They're also requiring local admins on the computers to have MFA on the actual computer as well, if you have local admins on the local computers. Now, some of the things that we do, and years of this, and being in technology, when I still run across IT companies today, is that they will use the same password for every computer for their local admin account. They will use the same password for their servers. Well, what you want, the problem there is that one password gets compromised. Now you're opening up your business because the IT is using the password. Or let's say the IT provider, their employee leaves and takes the passwords with them. You're vulnerable there because you can't control that, right? So one of the things that we've done to make sure that our clients are protected is we use a system called Identity Access Management. And that will change the passwords, the local admin and the big global admin passwords uniquely for every single one of our employees, and randomly changes them so they're not the same passwords at any given time. And that's being recorded and everything. So that is something when you're looking at going to an IT provider, what are you doing to protect me from you, right? And that's some of the questions that you should be asking as well, is what are you doing as an IT provider to protect me from your mistakes, right? So we have an identity access management control set up for our customers there. So I'm going to stop here. I think there's one question here. Let me look at this real fast. How do I find the right cyber insurance for my business? Well, one, talk to a broker, talk to an agent. We have a great friend of mine, Rusty, and I can have my team put Rusty's contact information here. He'll love me to send that over to him. Rusty, he actually understands the IT aspect of cybersecurity. It's not like he's an insurance guy trying to figure out cyber. He understands the IT and the cyber aspect in an insurance company, and so he could definitely help. So my team will put that in the chat here in a second for you guys as well. All right, so they're just telling me chat is disabled, so I will get that information and I'll read that off to you guys here in a second. Okay, so I'm being told that they put it in the PowerPoint for me. So sorry, real time, conversations here. You guys ask me questions, I'm trying to provide as we go here. So good deal. And let's go to the next part here. So let's talk about compliance. And a lot of people get compliance confused with IT and really what does that really mean for you? And I want to just share some of the compliance rules that are changing, that have changed just recently. So the FTC, Federal Trade Commission, in December of 2022, their new rules went in effect. Now they have paused some of that and they've put it to a later date in 2023, but that is something that is going to take effect there. Is the FTC, and you'll be surprised. A lot of times it's like, well, who does that affect? And a lot of what you hear, it affects car dealerships. It, and everybody's focused on car dealerships. Well, if you're not a car dealership, but if you're a CPA firm, if you're a financial advisor, if you're a travel agent, it is affecting you because anytime you're dealing with cash and processing of that money, banks are also obviously that's what most of us think is FTC and banks, but with the new regulations, if that cash flow or transaction, even some attorneys like real estate attorneys have to meet FTC regulations as well. So definitely talk to us. You can schedule a meeting with my chief compliance officer to go more in depth of that if you are any of those categories there. Also, PCI DSS 4 in March 2023, a new rule goes in effect and new policies goes into effect for PCI. And I guarantee probably 99% of people on this call take credit cards in some form or fashion. I don't care if you're a small business, you have the little adapter to your iPhone. The biggest change, and I don't want to go into all the details of the changes in 2023, but the biggest change is that the credit card companies are saying, I'm going to take the risk that I've been floating and I'm going to give it to the local business owner or the business owner. And so they're going to put you responsible now if there is fraud, compromises, and chargebacks and stuff like that. You as the business owner are now responsible. So restaurants, even matter of fact, we take credit cards. So those are the things that you have to pay attention to. And we have a program that we can take you through and make sure that you are PCI compliant and help you get there if you're not. And I'll tell you, the days of a lot of people say, well, I go to this website and I fill out this form on the website and it does a quick little scan and it tells me that I'm PCI compliant. Those days are going away. Okay. That's not going to be able to be feasible anymore. What you need to do. And you probably have noticed this, and I'll take this to if you're not you're more of a consumer here on this call. Think about this. One of the rules of this is that a restaurant is not going to be able to take your credit card and go swipe it somewhere else. And that's probably why you've seen a lot of restaurants that you go to today, they bring the machine to you. They swipe your card right in front of you, or they have, I think Chili's and places like that. And now I'm talking where I take my kids. They have the little kiosks on the table where you swipe your card there. So that is one of the rules, is that they're moving that to so the consumer doesn't release their card, debit card, credit card to the waiter that might take it in the bag, scan it, write down the information and everything. So that's some of the things that you're probably seeing when you go to restaurants and everything that is affecting the PCI DSS4 changes. Again, we can do some reviews for you, give you an idea if you're meeting PCI compliance. Also, SEC, the Security Exchange Commission, is changing some of its rules. It's requiring you to have a SOC. So this is more financial advisors, public traded companies, and others, where you have to have a SOC and also a SIEM. I'm not going to go into all the technical details here of what that is, but that's a few things there that they're requiring. HIPAA also, some of the changes with HIPAA, if you're a healthcare provider here or you do anything with healthcare, they're requiring, and they've been requiring this, is the annual security assessment. They've been requiring it for a long time. And it's not like HIPAA is going to fine you, but what the Justice Department is getting involved in this now. And if you cannot produce that you did an annual security assessment and be able to produce that to them, they can get you, and if you're filing for Medicaid and Medicare, they can get you with fraud, because one of the things or requirements is to actually have that security assessment on hand. And if not, that is going to be considered fraud from them. So again, I know I'm not trying to scare you guys. I'm just trying to educate you of some of the new compliance things that are out there. Obviously, make sure you pay attention to your local state. And I've been talking about a lot of federal stuff, but your local states are changing a lot of their policies or putting policies in place. Most states today have their own state mandated policies, no matter if you have to meet, if you're not healthcare, if you don't take credit cards and everything. The local states are putting requirements in for just the average company as well. So don't think, hey, I'm not CMMC, I don't have to be ITAR, I don't have to be HIPAA compliant. Make sure to look at the states. We can help you guys with that as well if you have any questions on your particular state there as well. Okay, so let's talk about AI. So AI, everybody's like, man, that just blows my mind. What is that really? AI, we use a lot already, especially with smartphones, from a speech recognition standpoint. In some of the ways that we use it, even for our customers, and to better serve our customers better. And this is something that you can think about in your company in 2023. How can you use AI to cut some cost for your business without having to hire so many people, where AI can do a lot of things that is a lot faster than the human can? And so one of the things that we have, we have a few things that are doing AI for us now, is that if a conversation is being had by my team and there's key words that someone's upset, someone's dissatisfied about something, or there's concerning words there, it actually reports that to us, and we can actually act on it as the management team. And then also we have a new tool that we're going to be rolling out to our customers. We've been working on it all in 2022, and we just rolled it out to us, and we're about to roll it out to everybody, is where we'll have a software on your computer that we can do AI, pull the last 30 seconds of what happened on that computer. So if you accidentally clicked on something, we can actually see what happened, what you did, so we can actually reverse that and work with you a lot faster of solving the problems from a technical standpoint. So you see how even Vector Choice is using AI in our business to help better our customers and experience with our customers. That's what you need to think about as well. If it's AI with your phone system, I mean, it's hard to, a lot of people say, well, you need to record your calls and you need to spot check and listen to all those calls. No one likes doing that, right? But if you're using AI to pick up a key words on calls to better serve your customers, then you can improve your staff. You can improve the things that you actually have time to work on with scripts and stuff like that, to make the experience working with your company even better. So that's some of the things I would definitely look in 2023, how you can put AI into the mix of your company as well. So I've got a question here. FCC safeguard rules are so very familiar to the first level of CMC as to be the same. Yes, they are. Quickly, I had a question. FCC safeguard, and that's what they're calling FCC safeguard rules. It is very, very familiar or very the same level as level 1 of CMMC. So not only if you have multiple compliances to meet, that is something you're going to be able to do as well, as meet those different types of compliancy and not put efforts in multiple compliance where you actually can do the same thing there. Okay, let's talk about Internet of Things. And I got the Aurora ring here, so I'm wearing that, and it's actually pretty cool. I actually saw a friend last year wearing it. I was like, what is that ring that you have on? And it's pretty neat. It actually will take my sleep patterns, my heart rate, and it sends it all to my iPhone, right? So think of Internet of Things as anything that connects, that can provide you data or provide you convenience, right? We're all wearing smartphones these days. Heck, I got a smart ring on. Even my house, I've got cameras all over the house where there's smart cameras. I've got the ability to control my garage door, to open and close my garage door, turn my security system on. Actually, my AC and heating, I can control it by my iPhone. Now, I know I'm talking a lot of consumer things there, but what you have the risk of your business is these smart devices or Internet of Things entering into your business. How are you going to manage that from a security standpoint? You might have that microwave in your office that you now connect to the internet or to your Wi-Fi. How are you going to properly secure those types of things from hackers getting into your data? So, talking about segmenting your security, segmenting your network, and even in my house, I know I'm an IT guy here, right? But even at my house, I have a separate network for my Internet of Things than I do my business network. And then my kids are on another network that they play games on and stuff. So those are things that you want to think about your business. Segment your business from the Internet of Things that get brought into your company. And this is security cameras. This is it could be a refrigerator, microwave. It could be, smartphones connecting to your, or the people's iPhones or smartphones connecting to your business Wi-Fi. How do you make sure that your network and your client's data is secure? So I want to just really be thinking about, Internet of Things has been around for some time now, right? I mean, we're probably all using it in some form or fashion. But what does that really look like, and what's the security risk in your company when you bring that type of stuff in your office? I go into offices now, and there's you walk in, and the lights come on. Well, that's all smart devices, right? It's not, so those are all connected in a lot of cases to the network. You take and put the smart TV on the wall and you plug it in to your network. What risk are you having into your business software, your business applications, and your business data when you do so? So be thinking about that as well. So I really want to define, so people get confused between IT, cybersecurity, and compliance. And for years, everybody has done IT. They've done IT. They fix your issues. Just like us at Vector Choice, you call us, we fix your issue, right? That is IT. I blue screen my computer, my Windows computer. We fix it. That is IT. Take it to the next step. Cybersecurity is really the software and the notifications of something happening. Okay, so that's the prevention of something happening, and that's the notifications of that happening. IT then turns around if something does get compromised and fixes it. Cybersecurity is the prevention or the protection of your systems. Now, compliance, you add compliance on here. Compliance is taking IT and cybersecurity and saying, if I was compromised 6 months ago, and then let's say I get a ransomware attack, and the ransomware gets on my network 6 months ago, and then it gets triggered today. My insurance company is going to come to me and say, when did the event happen? When can you prove that you had MFA installed? When was your last backup and did you recover from that? They're going to ask all these questions that you filled out on this application. And if you want your insurance companies to pay, you want to build the documentation of the proof. So think of compliance is the documentation and the certification that these things were actually being done. And don't think that your IT company, if they're just doing IT, is doing that. IT is doing the day-to-day stuff. They've got some, reports. They can pull number of computers you have currently today. They can, what antivirus you have installed today on those computers, what definitions of the antivirus, what you have installed today. But your IT company is not going to have the legacy information of compliance to prove to insurance or the FTC or the SEC or any of these government bodies that compliance was in place 6 months, 3 months, a year ago, right? So compliance as a service for you is what we're offering, and where we can actually make sure that everything IT and cybersecurity says they're doing, we document where that snapshot is at that time. So let's take January 1st of 2023. My team would run a report saying, here's your firewall logs for January 1st. Here's the policies for it. Here's all the policies that's in place today. All users have active MFA installed. All computers have antivirus installed, and so forth. Okay, I'm just using some examples there. We're gonna write a report up for you, and you're gonna have that report on file. Now, if and it's not a question of when, but if you get compromised, you then are going to, and I guess I said that wrong. It's a question of not if, but when. Sorry. If you get compromised there, then you can prove to whoever you need to prove to that it actually was in place at that given time. So that is some of the things to think about, the difference between IT, cybersecurity, and compliance in the most simplest terms as possible there. So let's talk about some recommendations here. What do I recommend you guys do? And I think I've got another question. You have to prove best effort to prevent incidents. Yes, you had the best effort. So, and that Paula, thank you so much. That is a good point. It's the best effort of I am doing these things to prevent a compromise. No matter how much you do, there is always a chance to get compromised. But it's that best effort that you're showing and proving to the insurance company, to HIPAA, to FTC, whoever, right? You're proving, and if you have shareholders and whatever in your company, it's proving that to them that you're doing everything possibly that you can actually do there. So let's talk about some recommendations that I want to recommend for you to do. And I encourage you to do this, if not sometime in 2023, now, quite frankly, now. So one, you want to get a network security assessment. And you want to make sure that assessment, that snapshot of today is what you look like today. Even if you're not a client of ours, let us do a network security assessment for you and make sure that, hey, at least if something happens in March, that you can prove that in place there. Also, maintain cybersecurity insurance. I have clients say, I don't want to pay for insurance. I don't want to pay for cybersecurity insurance. I guess it's about the same as you don't want to pay for healthcare. You don't want to pay for general liability. Don't be fooled. Just because you have an IT company and that IT company has cybersecurity insurance does not mean that you as a company do not need cybersecurity insurance, because your IT company's cyber insurance is only going to cover if we're in the wrong, meaning the IT company is in the wrong. Your insurance is going to have to cover, because I can't make you put MFA. I can't make you put antivirus. I cannot make you back up your systems, right? I can recommend to you to do so, but I cannot make you as a company or a business owner to do that. So make sure you maintain cybersecurity insurance. Also, meet your required compliance, whatever that compliance is. Start meeting those compliance. If that's just the insurance compliance, look at insurance as a compliance in this matter, because that application that you filled out, if you lied on that application and maybe inadvertently lied, you didn't understand the question, right? And they're not, so you're just paying insurance away for no reason. You're just throwing money away. So make sure that you're meeting those requirements or any other state or federal mandated requirements there as well. Because it's the reputation of your company. You get compromised, you end up being on the news like LastPass. You're all over the internet like LastPass. They lose tons of business, right? Now think of you as a medium and small business. Can you afford to lose half your clients or a quarter of your clients or all your clients, right? What does that affect you as the business owner? What does that affect you as the employee of that company? If it's really negligence. I mean, it's just like not treating your pet correctly, right? And taking care of your pet. You're just not, you're doing that to your company. So look at it that way as well. Be aware of the Internet of Things that you bring into your business, or your employees might bring in, or your guests or your clients might come to your business. What are the risks? Segment your security, segment your network when it comes to making sure you're dividing those Internet of Things that come in and out of your business. Use artificial intelligence to streamline and cut costs in your business. You know, I know right now we've got all kinds of things going on in the world, not just the United States, with recession and you know, money cuts and all kinds of crazy stuff going on, right? I'm not going to go political here, but it's just a ton of stuff going on in the world. I think eggs, a carton of eggs, people that go grocery shopping, how much are you paying for eggs and milk than you did a year ago? So we as a business owners have to cut cost in all kinds of ways. And artificial intelligence is something that you can look into of how can you cut the cost so you don't have to hire as many people as you would in the past. Or streamline things where you can grow your business and be more profitable by having AI in place there as well. So a few resources that I've mentioned, LastPass, the data breach blog, is here. We will send you an email as well, just with these links. And then Rusty Goodwin is a great contact. He's up in DC, but he services in multiple areas for a lot of our clients. Rusty is awesome. He knows cybersecurity insurance. He knows it from an IT perspective, and he definitely can help you. But we'll send Rusty's contact information out there as well. And then if you have any questions for us, how to contact us, info@vectorchoice.com, or you can call us at 877-468-1230. If you have any questions about what I talked about today, or you're like, Will, do I have this? Do we need a network assessment? Even if you're a client, you know, talk to us about these things and with your client relationship managers as well. For being on this webinar today, I want to give you guys a free pen test. This will identify vulnerabilities in your business network. It will scare you. Our software that we use, about 97% of the time, we can compromise passwords as well. So you can actually use the QR code here to scan that, or you can go to vectorchoice.com/webinar-offer and you can sign up. We'll reach out to you with an email as well to see if you're interested in this. Definitely take us up on it. It's a free pen test. My team is awesome. They can definitely help you with that. Logan, is there any other questions that we have here? Great. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for being on today. Thank you, Facebook, for being on as well. Hope you learned something at least. Take some measures in your business and have a wonderful, profitable 2023. Thank you so much.